Boxing has been one of the world's most celebrated and controversial sports for over a century. From legendary fighters like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Manny Pacquiao to modern stars like Canelo Alvarez and Tyson Fury, the sport has produced heroes, rivalries, and unforgettable moments that have captivated millions of fans worldwide. Yet, alongside the fame and glory, boxing has faced growing criticism due to the serious physical and mental risks it poses to athletes. This raises a moral and social question. Should boxing be banned as a sport? The case for banning boxing. The primary argument for banning boxing lies in the extreme danger associated with the sport. Unlike many other physical activities, the central aim of boxing is to inflict damage on an opponent, often targeting the head and body with repeated blows. This makes it uniquely hazardous. Medical research consistently shows that boxers face a high risk of brain injuries, including concussions, traumatic brain injuries, TBI, and chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. These conditions can lead to memory loss, depression, impaired motor skills, and even early death. Famous cases like Muhammad Ali's struggle with Parkinson's disease or the deaths of boxers such as Benny Paré and Patrick Day highlight the severe consequences of repeated head trauma. Furthermore, boxing often normalizes and glorifies violence. Supporters cheer when fighters land devastating punches, and knockouts are considered the most exciting outcome. Critics argue that promoting a sport that thrives on hurting opponents sends the wrong message, especially to younger audiences. Instead of teaching discipline and respect, some believe it cultivates aggression and desensitization to violence. Additionally, boxing has a history of exploitation. Many fighters, especially from underprivileged backgrounds, enter the sport as a way out of poverty. However, not all reap the financial rewards. A small percentage of elite boxers earn millions, while most fighters struggle with low pay, inadequate healthcare, and long-term health issues after retirement. This raises ethical concerns about whether society is exploiting vulnerable individuals for entertainment. The case against banning boxing. On the other hand, banning boxing outright would be an extreme measure, and many argue that it would do more harm than good. Supporters emphasize that boxing is not just about violence but also about discipline, strategy, and personal growth. It is often described as the sweet science because of the skill, technique, and mental toughness required to succeed. For many individuals, boxing provides a sense of purpose, community, and opportunity. Gyms around the world offer training programs that keep young people off the streets, teaching them respect, focus, and self-control. For countless athletes, boxing is not only a sport but also a means of escaping poverty and building a career. In terms of health risks, supporters argue that many sports carry significant dangers. American football, rugby, ice hockey, and even motor racing expose athletes to life-threatening injuries. Yet society does not ban these sports. Instead, it works to make them safer. Similarly, boxing organizations have introduced protective measures, such as medical screenings, improved training standards, and better ringside safety protocols. Banning boxing, therefore, could be seen as paternalistic, denying athletes the freedom to choose their profession and passion. There is also the issue of unintended consequences. If boxing were banned, it would likely go underground, becoming more dangerous without proper medical supervision, regulations, or referees. Instead of protecting athletes, a ban might push them into unregulated environments where injuries and fatalities could increase. Striking a balance. Rather than banning boxing, a more balanced approach might involve stricter safety regulations, improved medical monitoring, and reforms to protect fighters financially and physically. For example, limiting the number of rounds in professional bouts, increasing recovery time between fights, and investing in long-term healthcare for retired fighters could reduce risks while allowing the sport to continue. Promoting awareness about the dangers of head trauma, similar to campaigns in American football and soccer, could also help. Furthermore, strengthening amateur boxing and encouraging non-contact variations, like fitness boxing, could allow people to enjoy the sport's benefits without excessive risks. Conclusion. The debate over whether boxing should be banned reflects a broader tension between personal freedom, public health, and societal values. While the dangers of boxing are undeniable, its cultural, economic, and personal significance cannot be ignored. Outright prohibition may not be the solution. Instead, reforms that protect fighters and emphasize the sport's positive aspects could strike a balance between safety and freedom. Ultimately, whether boxing should be banned depends on how society weighs the risks against the rewards. For now, boxing remains both celebrated and condemned, a sport that embodies the human spirit of competition while also highlighting the ethical limits of how much danger society should tolerate in the name of entertainment.